I put no limits on God.
That's boring.
Yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying, I mean, this is the thing. There's nothing wrong with having an understanding, having an interpretation, but the thing is that, is God limited to your understanding of Scripture? Or mine? Or anybody else's? No. So it's nothing right, it's nothing wrong to say, you know what, this is my understanding, this is what I believe is orthodox in the Christian understanding. There's nothing wrong with that. But God is not limited to that. That's what we only have to understand. And whenever we go to the extreme of, oh, this is God, you know, whenever we start doing that, then we get into that dangerous place of naming God, which is the second commandment, of claiming God, basically, and putting God, because we don't know. We don't know. So, you know, so yeah. Yes and no. Yes and I don't know. So let's look at one more model. Any more questions? Let's go question. Am I losing you? You with me?
Yeah.
Okay. When Genesis 17, turn this. This is another example. This happens over the course of we see this. It's really amazing how many times people try to name God and God renames them. And it's very common in Scripture, more so than what I thought, in subtle ways. And it's actually very common with Jesus too. Because actually, one of the things that Jesus does when he calls his disciples, sometimes he renames them. He renames his disciples when he calls them. But we'll talk about that. Because all of these patterns, we're going to see them, Jesus living them out, literally, in his ministry. In the 3 years he 3 years he ministered, living out these patterns, really up until the end when he was on the cross. He was actually living out the Genesis model, even on the cross. So when we get these models, we're really getting the essence of what the religion of Jesus is all about. Now, Abram was 99 years old. The Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, I am Almighty God, walk before me and be blameless, and I will make my covenant between me and you, and will multiply you exceedingly. Then Abram fell on his face, and God talked to him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant is with you, and you shall be a father of many nations. No longer shall your name be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for I have made you a father of many nations. I will make you exceedingly fruitful. We talked about that on Sunday.
Yeah, sure did.
I will make you see, and I will make nations of you, and kings shall come from you, and I will establish my covenant between me and you and your descendants after you in their generations, for an everlasting covenant to be God to you and your descendants after you. Also I give to you your descendants after you the land in which you are a stranger, all the land of Canaan, as an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. So we see, and we have to start really from Genesis 12, that, of this same struggle with Abram. Abram struggles with the vibration because, as we know from Genesis 12, Abram is constantly, from Genesis 12 on, when are you going to give me this? You said you're going to give me children. I don't have any children. This is not working out. What is this? And it's struggling because things aren't looking as Abram would think they should look at this point in his life. He thought that things should be better, or things would move forward. So he's always having a struggle of trying to name the situation, and God is always snatching that back from him and saying, you don't have the authority, you don't have the power to name the situation. And the struggle with the vibration, surrender to the vibration, to be renamed and recreated by the vibration. And the struggle and surrender, sometimes they go back and forth. It's not just all struggle and then all surrender. Sometimes it's struggle, surrender, it goes back and forth. You're struggling a little bit, you're surrendering a little bit, it goes back and forth. So it's a process, it's a journey. It's not none of this happens in one swoop. You shall be called. So we have the struggle, the surrender, the renaming, the recreating. The struggle, the surrender, the renaming, and the recreating. And we see this in varying degrees, and definitely the last two. We even see this in some instances in the Naomi passage. in the Ruth passage because, you know, she lets go of her false name. So I think that's a good place to end. What name have you given yourself? What name have you given yourself by your actions, by your conduct, by your script that you're going through? So I want us to end on that. What name have you given yourself? I want you to just finish moments, write that down, and then I want you to think about what name is God giving you in this season of your life, or what name has God given you? So spend a little time thinking about that. If you feel comfortable, you share that with your folks and I think that's important. I think that's very important for our journey. What name have you given yourself? And is that the same name as God that God has given you?
That's the position.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Say, you know, flying airplane, so it's good, but a lot of that, like the trucks. And that's what I've equated to myself. Everything he does.
Okay. I have one more question. Just write these down, take this home.
But this is
So,
what we need to get that.
Yes.
What? So these are questions I want you to take home. I want you to think about. What name has God given you or has given you? What name or names are you giving yourself? And what situations are you naming? What situations are you naming? What situations are you naming? So, I mean, and this will be a process, this will be a challenge, but the goal is, really, we should be, when we assess a situation, are we assessing that situation out of frustration, out of personal preference, out of our own desires, or are we assessing that situation out of, you know what, God's really leading me, you know, to say this or to think this or to I'm just getting this sense, or is it all based on how we feel, what we think should happen, what our plan is, what our idea? What are we naming that situation based on? Our emotions, our intellect. What are we naming that situation based on? You want to get to the point where everything you speak out of your mouth, everything you assess, everything you identify, it has some type of spiritual discernment in it. Because if not, it's just all based on you. It's just all based on you, your limited experience, your limited knowledge, your limited outlook on life, and which can be good or bad or not. But if it's ever really is going to have any life-giving power, it has to be based on that void. And the only way we can get to the point where we're naming situations that are God-breathed and naming ourselves, you know, we give ourselves a lot of names. And the only way we're going to align with the name that God has given us and the situations that God is naming for us is through the practice of Sabbath, that resting, that stillness, that silence. Because not the practice that is so dangerous, because now the only thing we have to go on is how we feel in that moment. And that's very dangerous because feelings change, insights change. It's very dangerous to base your whole life on that. It has to be based on something deeper than that. And this is how we get into so much trouble. We name situations when we really don't have the authority to name them. So I think that's a great place to stop. Any questions? Yeah.
So when we're at a place and we're in our feelings, we know intellectually that sometimes they're not warranted and we can't just ride off, you know, into the sunset on our feelings and ignore what really is.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we say to ourselves? What do we practice to return to Sabbath or that place, even when our feelings are all over the place?
Mm-hmm.
How do you return in spite of how you feel?
I think this is a good practice to start. Just be very intentional about, because a lot of times I don't think we're intentional about the fact that we're entering negative meditative states, which we'll talk about later on. But be very intentional about, okay, if you have this whatever feeling, what am I presently naming this situation as? Be clear about that. So what am I naming? What am I naming this as? So, and then the second question was, is this name coming from a God-breathed, God-centered place? Just ask yourself that question. I think it's a very simple, easy way to start. Any other question? It's not simple? It's not easy, but it is simple. Why isn't that simple? Aaron, yeah.
I don't know. Well, I get it, but like if someone like tells you something, they like tell you this story, then like you're not allowed to, or not allowed, but you're not supposed to be like, oh, that's sad. You just like nod your head at them. Like,
What do you mean?
Because like you're not supposed to like name the situation, but if someone's like telling you something like, oh, like something terrible happened or some blah blah blah, but like you're not supposed to then be like, oh, that's sad, or oh, that does stink or something. You're not supposed to do that.
No, I mean, but what I'm saying is, you can do that, but I'm saying just be clear about where that assessment is coming from. Because when someone tells you a story, I don't know what type of story you're talking about. When someone tells you a story and you think that story is bad, you can say, well, you know, that's sad. You know, I feel you. You know, that situation, you know, just seems sad, seems bad for me. But realize that's not coming necessarily from a God-breathed place.
Oh, okay.
Because really, a really spiritually mature person. Now I know this is, we all trying to get there, but a really spiritually mature person, when someone would say something, you know, this situation happened to me and this person died. You know what? You know, I'm sorry that happened to you, but I know that God can use everything for good. God will return everything to good. That's a hard place to be, and you can't say that out of just rope, just as a slogan or something like that. You really have. If you want to get to the point where you're really saying that from a real sincere place, and that's what we should get to. But there's nothing wrong with just claiming how you feel and how you feel at that moment. But give me an example of what?
What situations are you in?
Okay, Aaron, give me an example you're talking about. Give me a specific example of what you're talking about.
Well, I don't want to sound dark, but like if someone like died or like someone was sent to the hospital, those are like things I thought of, or like someone lost their job, or like some.
That's something first. Someone sent to the hospital. So someone comes to you, a friend comes to you and says, what?
Like, oh my gosh, someone was just in a car accident, or like, not to laugh, whatever, but like something like that.
Okay.
Like a severe situation.
Okay. So someone, and you gotta remember, are you talking? Is this a believer, or is this someone that you just meet off the street?
I was thinking like a friend. I guess I wouldn't know. It just depends. I have many different.
Okay, but I mean, is this friend? Because we're all hypothetical. Is this friend a believer?
I this has never happened to me.
Okay.
I'm just like I'm planning ahead.
Okay, well let's look at it from different perspectives. Okay, let's look at it. So someone comes to you. Someone has cancer. Okay.
They're struggling with cancer
Okay.
and they're in the midst of dying.
Okay.
How can you say that that is all good for, it's going to come back to God? I mean, they're in that pain.
Yes.
So
Okay. So
how am I naming that? Like, how? Am I claiming the cancer for them when I need to wrap my head around it.
Okay, so let's go with that. So, okay, so we have, because that's similar to what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. So we have someone in the hospital. They just been diagnosed with cancer. They're in the hospital, and they come to you and say, Lisa, I have cancer. Okay, that's what they say. What do you say? What do I say to them? Is that what you're saying is? What is your response to them?
Well, I know my response is like, I'm sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, we're praying
Right.
for healing.
Right.
But is that naming it? Like,
No. Listen.
So,
Okay, let's look at it this way. Remember we talked about, for those who were in the class last year. Remember we talked about the different types of there's feeling, there's doing, there's speaking, and there's being. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so someone comes to you and says, Lisa, I have cancer, and the feeling from a place of feeling, you could say, you know what, that's bad. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm going to be praying for you. That's a place of feeling. Okay, feeling. Then we have the aspect of doing. Is there anything I can do for you? Is there something I can help you with? That's doing. Okay, but is there anything in your, so that's claiming it from feeling, that's claiming it from doing, but is there anything in your response that comes from a place of being? That comes from that God-centered place. And that can only come a result. That can only come from you practicing Sabbath, silence, stillness, solitude, and that resting in God. Because what will happen is, you will say, you know what, that's bad. There's nothing wrong with saying it. It's bad. There's nothing wrong with saying, what can I do for you? But is there anything else that we can offer that person other than our feelings or what our physical gestures are. And what I'm saying is there is something else, it's something deeper, but most of us never go to that deep place to really draw from that well to offer someone something deeper than our well wishes or our physical gestures. And that's when it really gets powerful. But because even when you're drawing from that well, the words that you speak out of your emotions and the gestures that you make won't be just good gestures, but they'll be transformative, life-giving gestures. So does that make a little bit more sense? Okay. But I mean, it really, you can only know about really just experiencing it. So I mean, and when you have that experience, you will know it because somebody will come to you and you will assess it emotionally, you will assess it physically, but you will be practicing, you will be drawing from that deeper place, and you will know when you give them something that's deeper than just your emotions and deeper than just what you can physically do. You will know. Yeah.
So the biggest problem that I have is, I think I can think of some of the names for myself, but the name that God has given you. But then I think in terms of a couple of things that happened to me, one a while ago, when my husband first got cancer, he called me on the cell phone and he said, I got good news and bad news. So which one do you want? And I said, well, give me the good news first. And I didn't even know that he had suspected because he knows I worry a lot. So he said they caught the cancer in time and everything was going to be fine. And I think the bad news was, how long it was going to take us. But he took all the worry off me because at that point, then I started thinking it's going to be all right because of him. And then this week, Monday, one of my coworkers, used to work in her group, and I don't work in her group anymore, but we're very close, and we go down, we get coffee in the morning and everything together, and she came to me, she came to my desk, but people were around, and she said, I need to talk to you in the hall. I didn't know what I really didn't know what it was. And she said, I didn't want to tell you in there because I know you get upset real fast, but she said, you remember the guy, and he was a really nice young man, probably in his late 20s, early 30s. And all of a sudden he seemed like he stocky, not fat, but stocky, and he lost a lot of weight, and they said he had diabetes, and he said he had diabetes and so forth and so on. So he died. So I guess she knew I was going to cry. So and I'm weak that way because I feel people pain. So
Just name yourself, but go ahead.
so I'm naming myself, and well, that's what it is. It's the weak warrior. It's what I named myself. I really have. So, but I'm better. Like I was telling them, I know that my name is Warrior, but I've gotten better with the Bible study and with all of this, with the recreation, with all of this, it's made me better because it has started allowing myself to put myself in the I am, and I'm able to help people who are better. I'm able to help people that way and put myself in the I am, and He is.
I love that.
As long as I trust God, He is.
And I think that's a perfect way to end. Because really, Lisa and Aaron, what you are asking is that you cannot get the answer, because giving you the answer would be like trying to name God. Because really what you want to say, well, what do I do? But there is no script. The only thing that you can do is put yourself, you want the script, but there is no script.
Right.
Right, that's the thing, what's your name? No, Sister Joy said about put yourself in the midst of the I am. Put yourself in the midst of the void. And then whatever comes forth from that will be exactly what that person needs. That's the thing. Whatever comes forth from that will be exactly. Anything else, if you have it all, if you have it written down, I'm going to say this. No.
Like that.
It's not from the Lord.
That's a headache.
Okay, so if anyone have an opportunity to practice more the vibe prayer? Are you a singer, Aaron?
I'd like to think that. No, I'm just kidding. I like to sing, but I don't sing. I'm like not good.
Because last week I thought about that a week because we were doing the vibe prayer program, and then Aaron came to me last week. She said, "What pitch should I say this?" Turn to that one. Only a musician would say that. Okay, so continue to practice vibe prayer. If you need any help with that, let me know. We're going to end with the Lord's Prayer tonight, so let's rise. Turn to the east. Remembering the posture of the early church. The rising of the sun, remembering the recreation that happens in us through Christ, assuming a prayer posture, and remembering the words that Jesus gave to us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
You want these? When we were, since I got a